likely hunted in rivers, using its strong arms and quick hands to prey. Related to Spinosaurus had a similar same adaptation fitted for these Stephen won the battle for the Alpha and Super. And foiled by this, he had been given strength and more by revenge and choice of somehow though, he didn't seem bothered about the much larger company of his larger cousin, and he was happy to eat right next to the Spinosaurus. At first, the two apex predators ate from the same fish station, and it almost looked as if they were going to be happy to coexist. But when the fish began to run out, they leave bacon, following which he thought would be easy. Yet this was not going to be easy. Stephen was an especially strong superminer, and the life force between these two creatures was very similar. Whoever got the first bite off, and shockwaves spread across the ecosystem as Taylor was taken down by Stephen. I think we all need to send our respects to Taylor in the comments below. As Saley discovered her fellow Spinosaur, she roared in rage. But outnumbered now 3 to 1, there was no doubt that the balance of the ecosystem had dramatically changed. Disappearing into the forest, it turns out that Saley killed her, and was soon hoping to have a family of her own. She had 2 eggs to look after, but when Stephen entered her nesting ground, she had no choice but to fight. In a bruising battle between the apex predators of our ecosystem, both landed in but it would be Saley who would come out on top, avenging the death of Taylor. Stephen may not have died on the spot, but as he slowly walked away, it would not be long until he succumbed to the injury. Taylor and her future offspring would live to fight another. Sam and Steve were unaware of what had happened, as they were just casually chilling. Unlike Stephen, they knew their place.
Okay, we're gonna
As day 10 moved, the rain swept in for the first time in our existence. The rain could last some time, and our creatures would have to strap themselves down. Tiny owls, lightning like on speed and strong jaws to catch prey, though its bite may be more suited for quick slashing than bone crushing. Its name means meat-eating, infecting its bull-like horns and nature. I added some sounds to keep our climbers happy, but what might keep them even more happy was the flock of gallimimus that seemed to be placed nearby. These dinosaurs could run at speeds of up to 30 to 40 miles per hour, so the Carnotaurus would be better off ambushing them and engaging in a straight race. The storm was definitely in heads and tendrils, with the Suchomimuses and the remaining Spinosaurs. For now though, they held up in the ditch, with both just having too much to lose. As the next day dawned and the rain finally eased off, our Titanosaurs began to begin a bit of a migration again, in search of some new food. So it was how much I had to add some tall nuts. The Carnotaurus had the good chance of taking down a fully grown Titanosaur, but this hungry Carnotaur was most likely it would hope of inflicting injuries that would gradually kill its already scarring. This time though, as the Titanosaurus got away without serious injury, the Carnotaurus' hopes of a big meal was over and done. Back in the Riverlands, tensions between Saley and Steve finally doubled up. These two piscivores were fighting. After a bruising battle, where both landed, it was Saley who inevitably came out on top. Steve was fortunate to get away, holding a small sliver of life left. However, after checking on Steve after the fight, I saw that he was suffering from internal bleeding, and it looked as if it was going to be a sad and slow death for one of our remaining Suchomimuses. Back in Carnotaurus land, the wandering Titanosaurs was still being smashed by the Carnotaurs, with the same juvenile being targeted now by multiple members of the pack. Eventually, a mix of bites and wounds turned out to actually be fatal for our poor starving Titanosaurs, who collapsed to the ground. For our Carnotaurs, they may never get what they did at one point. And wherever we went in our research at the moment, it appeared that death was now inevitable. Steve had inevitably succumbed to his wounds, and Sam was now our last remaining species. The species that started out so promisingly are now on the verge of extinction. But it appeared that the Carnotaurs weren't really going to the males. As I found Paul McCarno with their Tyrannosaurus punching away at things. I then saw that the Carnos had entered the later, but the Triceratops. This was always going to happen. It didn't take long for the Carnos to start picking up the poor young Triceratops. I then found one of our Titanosaurus statues starved to death, despite being surrounded by all of his sacred trees. Starving to death and being killed by Carnos was not doing the Titanosaurus reputation. I decided to name one of the Carnos Menace, as this was the one who kept killing the Triceratops babies and fighting the Titanosaurs. And this dinosaur proved to be a worthy bearer of this name, as Menace immediately attacked another Titanosaur, attempting to abuse it. Then, according to Triceratops, a couple of minutes later. Normally, this would not be a fight I would favour the Carno in, but Menace seemed to have something about him that made him untouchable, and the Triceratops ended up fleeing for his life. So I decided to stop the Carnosaurs, and it was time to add an even bigger predator. This is Marshall, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, meant to bring order to our ecosystem. Unfortunately though, Marshall didn't seem too interested in protecting his arch nemesis, the Triceratops, and instead he let the Carnos run absolute riot, or he took a nap. Back at the Riverlands, our new Gallimimus gang had found their way there. This would be the ideal nesting ground for this species, away from the Carnotaurs in a space that once upon a time was ruled by the Suchomimus species. Those days were long gone now though, and as I admired our Gallimimuses, I was alerted to Menace attempting to take down the last remaining Suchomimus. It sounded his best, but there was only going to be one winner in this fight, and it was always going to be Menace. He had now wiped out the last of the Suchomimuses, and the first species of this ecosystem had now been declared extinct. And the Carnotaurs would not stop. They continued to claim more and more territory, even advancing into Spinal Land, but at last there was some resistance. In the fight with the Triceratops, the first Carnosaur fell, proving that this species was not invincible after all. The Titanosaurs decided to return to their old territories, as the Carnosaurs backed off a little, and after decided to instead of taking other creatures. Back at Big Lake, life was returning to the Carnosaurs have begun to create their very own nesting ground, and soon many more will be expected in the Before the Carnotaurus, you didn't even need to hunt for them. The bit of dinosaur cannibalism was on the cards. Titanosaurs who walked past who were happy would be off the menu, for now at least. On day 25, it was time to start working on the next biome for our ecosystem. This place will be known as the mountain, and will be home to a diverse section of new wildlife. Before we could add our first creatures to the party, back at the lake, the Carnos were once again running absolutely. They discovered this was prime Gallimimus territory, and they appeared to be their favourite snack. There was no doubt that the Carnos currently remained the dominant predator of our ecosystem. Along with the mountain, I decided it was time to get some aquatic coast. So I began an introduction. Soon it was ready to go, and I have to say as I looked at it, it looked absolutely glorious, and I was looking forward to see who would dominate the ocean. But first, it was time to release our first creatures into the mountains. I released 8 across the mountains below, looking to establish. Along with the Pterodons, I released a pair of Phanosdracons, whose name means Dragon of Death, and I probably also it had an estimated wingspan of around 9 meters long, making it one of the largest reptiles ever recorded. Apparently they got on very nicely with our resident Pteranodons, and thus would fit in beautifully in the mountains. Later that day, one of our Pteranodons wandered a little bit further than the rest, and suddenly found himself over the hill. This was not a place he wanted to be. Introducing Brutes, the resident mosasaur of this ecosystem. For now, Brutes was the undisputed king of the lagoon, alongside the ichthyosaur or to feed on. I named one of the forests, and then returned to land as Horn was fighting none other than Broken Horn, the former alpha of the Triceratops. Despite running away from a baby earlier in the ecosystem, Broken Horn frees
It is me again. Sincerely apologize for my behavior in that time. I intended to abandon them. Actions were so into psychological pressure. Indeed more terrifying than I had imagined. It was omniscient and done with processes. As if we are being monitored. Truly something. Let's
slowly
play
dying
some
first.
more.
So I decided to add in a little lake next to them to make sure
Or
this
if I
wouldn't
have
happen
any
anymore.
more.
I watched them have a quick drink before
don't
witnessing
know.
perhaps the biggest fight
You
these
got
have
another
seen yet.
game.
Menace
Let's
and
play
Fan able
this.
to beat Marshall.
Yeah, I have
Knew
not
this would
posted
be
this.
the equal threat. In a close fight, Marshall was simply too weak from the fight against the Spino to contend with Menace, and he fled for his life. He would have to make his own territory and heal up before trying to fight anything else. Not far from Big Lake, I decided to make a new Here we can introduce some new creatures, as our current biomes were already established. First, these creatures, led by their leader Blue, these velociraptors were going to be a handful for any creature in the entire ecosystem. But nearby, there's a rival, the Atrociraptor. The Atrociraptor was a small theropod dinosaur that lived about 6 between the late Cretaceous period and what is now Canada. The long creature and its royal family closely related to the Velociraptor and had a short, powerful skull with sharp, serrated teeth. It used it to eat prey, possibly in forested environments. But here in Blue Lake, there is only one item, Velociraptor. To stop these two large packs from entire over the entire ecosystem, I placed down a single to draw in 2 groups of raptors, and at the end, one would remain captive. The next morning, I found that Menace was back to its old life objective, and I completed another success. While one time died. Next to him, a pair of baby Triceratops played next to his dead body. But as one Carno fell, it did not he sadly failed to locate the fish and passed away due to starvation. Back to our raptors, the Atrociraptors were fighting for our position, still not knowing that they were about to be in for the fight of their lives. As the Velociraptors gathered at the feeder, for the first time the two species of raptors locked eyes on each other, and the mighty battle began. In an even fight between the two species of raptors, both would land hits, and while the battle would end without fatality, the Atrociraptor had suffered a big injury, later revealed to be internal issues. Velociraptors had definitely gone
so much.
After our Gallimimus numbers had been seriously by Menace and Co., they had now moved into new territory, hoping that the presence of the nearby Triceratopses would help. But in the trees nearby, Saley was about to welcome to the world her offspring. This is right. They are the latest addition. Saley immediately brought them down to the nearby river to hunt for some fish, but for these baby spinos, they would have to grow up fast, as this was a world full of dangers. One of these dangers was this. Although after wandering off on its own, it would finally start to make
No
He was
way.
starving and low health. It would take a miracle for our villain of the evening.
Your logo. Not your logo. No, I don't.
Her death, however, was quickly avenged by the Alpha. Shortly after, Blue started another
Oh,
the
wait.
tree war was well and truly. It seemed no doubt, though, that the Velociraptors were winning this one. As another Atrociraptor was taken out, their numbers had dwindled all the way down to only 3 remaining. It may be time for them to leave this territory in the hopes of survival. Over at the Big Lake, Parasaur hatchling season had begun. It had been a rough season